And off we go.
Okay, very good. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. So it's nice to be with everyone again today. So once again, my name is Sharon Richter. My business is FocalPoint Coaching and Training. So I'm a business performance coach, and I come to this work. I've been doing this for a couple of years after a pretty long corporate career working in, as Elizabeth mentioned, I'm a CPA. I worked in public accounting. I worked on Wall Street for 13 years. I also worked in higher education at Columbia University. And I'm also very involved in NAWBO, the New York City chapter of NAWBO, and I'm the secretary of the board. So my business is working with business leaders and business owners on various aspects of their business, just to help them chart a course and raise the level of their success. So as part of this community conversations series here with NAWBO, my Tuesday talks are about strategy. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. That's what we talked about last week. So for those of you that I wanted to just spend a few minutes recapping what I talked about last week, really for the benefit of, as a refresher for anyone who did join last week, and also to get anybody who missed my talk last week up to speed, and to give you a little bit of a glimpse of that. And if there's anything that you want to get into more, feel free to reach out to me. Up on your screen is my email and my phone number. So feel free to reach out if there's anything that I don't cover today that you have questions about. And of course, after I get through my slides and my prepared remarks, we'll just open this up for general conversation. So, but just recapping, so this series, as part of the NAWBO community conversations, I'm covering strategy really in 4 sessions. So last week we talked about how to think strategically. Today we're talking about doing a SWOT analysis, and then in future conversations, I'll be covering driving forces and analyzing your competition. And this is all about developing a strategic plan. Now, a strategic plan is different than a business plan. A business plan is very tactical and operationally oriented, and just sort of a day-to-day roadmap of what's going to get done for you to execute on your business. A strategy is really thinking longer term based on a series of assessments. And I'm taking you through these assessments, the one that we did last week, which was just really think about what your starting point is. Where are you now? What's the current state of your business? And have a clear picture in your mind of where you really are. Not where you want to be, and not where you'd like to be, and where you in your dreams are, but really honestly where you truly are today. And that might be in a different place than you were 2 months ago, a month ago, even 2 weeks ago, but really where you are. And along these 10 dimensions that I've laid out here on the slide. So take a snapshot of where are you with your business today. Have a clear picture in your mind. Some key ones are, what business are you in? It may have been something different in the past than it might be in today, or you might want it to be in the future. So what is the business that you're in today? What business could you be in? What business should you be in? What business should you not be in? Those sorts of questions. Who are your competitors either today, tomorrow, or who might they be a year from now? Thinking about your stakeholders and what do they expect of you in the past and today and the future, meaning customers, suppliers, investors, board members, legislators, banks, et cetera, et cetera. What obligations do you have? So knowing your starting point, that's really the first part of honestly developing a strategic plan. And today, so as I mentioned today, I'm going to talk about how to conduct an effective SWOT analysis. So a SWOT analysis allows you to look at your business through a different lens. And that lens really allows you to sharpen your areas of awareness so that you can capitalize on various areas that might provide opportunities, as well as allow you to focus on how you might need to shift your business if there are areas where you have vulnerabilities. Okay, so the things to think about when we're gonna, the way I'm gonna run this, this talk is to talk about various areas of your business. I'm gonna walk us all through an exercise in just a few minutes. So, so while I'm talking and getting this ready, you might want to pull out a piece of paper and pencil just so that you can jot some notes to yourself. So what is a SWOT? You know, what really is a SWOT analysis? Okay, so, you know, SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, okay? Think about what are different areas of your business. As I said, I'm gonna walk us through this, but areas such as sales and marketing, or operations, or cost controls, or technology. When we think about our business, I know when I think about my business, I think about it in terms of the way I want it to be. And sometimes it's hard to look in a mirror and face the facts of what it really is. And so I would encourage you all to conduct this SWOT analysis like you're looking in the mirror, and the truth is the truth. The facts are the facts. Be brutally honest. And make use of the opinions of others as well. So whether that be family members, what do they think? What do your employers think? What do vendors say to you? What do your customers say to you? And really taking into consideration all of these key players in your business as part of doing your SWOT analysis. Okay, so what are strengths and weaknesses? Strengths and weaknesses are, you know, are pretty clear. Strengths are where you do something really, really well. You do it better than the competition. It's one of the things that distinguishes you from others. It may be the area that you excel. You may have strengths that you have not exhibited in your business, or as part of your business plan, or as part of your strategy in the past. So you may have strengths in your business, or to you as an entrepreneur or as a business owner, that you haven't deployed yet in your business. Okay, so we all have strengths, and we also all have weaknesses. I have my weaknesses. I have things that I know that I'm not good at. I have other things that you know, I'd like to do better, but they're just not my core competency, and that's okay. You don't have to be good at everything, but to recognize the things that you're really good at and are your strengths versus your weaknesses, things you're not good at, so that you can come up with a plan to address those weaknesses to the extent that they're necessary in your business. Okay, so strengths and weaknesses. And then of course, there's also opportunities and threats. And our job as business owners and leaders is to continually seek the opportunities to expand our business, to recognize trends and changes in the marketplace, meet those needs either with new products or new services, or capitalize on problems in the world today or challenges by providing new and better solutions. So I want everyone on this call to think about, like, of course, there's a lot going on in the world today, and there's a lot going on in all of our lives and then our own businesses. But there are opportunities that are everywhere, and they're just waiting to be discovered. So I would encourage you all to seek them out. This is a time to not let them pass you by. This can be a pivotal point and you shifting, either continuing your business and wrapping it up even further, or shifting your business in a way that can really make a big difference in your future. So when I think about opportunities, I think about how you might, what are the areas in your business where if you made some changes to your marketing or sales approach, you could really increase your revenue? Is there something that you could do with your technology or reporting? Or is there something, or is there something different that you could do with a different approach, or reaching a different market, or reaching a different customer than you have in the past? And those are opportunities. Threats threats are still everywhere, right? None of us, I don't think, had quite imagined the threat that a virus could impose on all of us personally, with our families and our living situations, as well as with our businesses. But even as we continue with our businesses and continue to keep them moving forward and continue to grow them, there still are ongoing threats. And so to make sure that you understand what those threats are, and how you might have a strategy for dealing with those possibilities should they come to fruition. So I'm just going to make up some examples, but you know, a threat might be if you rely on people that are all working from home, and your whole workforce is is remote, and maybe you have some key players. Well, you know, do you have a plan that's in place should they get sick, and should they have some of their own health issues? Awareness of those threats allow you then to be thinking about the backup plans or contingency plans that you need to have in place should those threats come to fruition. And you can also use these ideas as an opportunity to capitalize on a situation. So you may find out in the course of doing your business that others are having trouble delivering services for a variety of reasons. What is a threat to someone else may be an opportunity for you. Okay, so thinking about your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Okay, so what are some of the dimensions that you can think about each of these? So, so a few minutes ago, I said, like, just pull out a piece of paper and a pencil so that you can jot down some notes. What I'm going to do is I want to take you all through, I've got two, just to sort of show you here, I've got 2 pages of aspects of your business that I'd like you to think of on a scale from 0 to 10. Okay, or 1 to 10. So on each of these, okay, so 1 is weak, woefully weak, and 10 is, you know, superbly strong. You believe in your business is superbly strong. And so, you know, so from this, I want everybody, as I go through each of these, make a note of how you would rate your own business from 1 to 10, from weak to strong, okay? And then when we get to the end, I'm gonna ask everyone to distill their results to what you believe then your greatest strengths, your greatest weaknesses, your greatest opportunities, and your greatest threats could be, okay? So here we go. Okay, starting number 1, adherence to strategic values. I think each of us, when we started our businesses, or in whatever business that you are, you have values. And it might be some time since you've thought about what those values are. But if you were to sit back and reflect, on how you're running your business today and how close it aligns with your values. If you are in very close alignment and you're adhering to your strategic values, you are a 10. If you have forgotten what your values are, and or you know that you are not adhering to them, you're make your own internal assessment. But I'd say if you're not adhering to your strategic values, you're pretty weak on that side, and that may be a weakness. Okay, so that's a 1. Okay, so adherence to strategic values. Okay, that's the first question. The second question is culture. How strong is your culture? And for those of you that are on the phone, that are participating in this call, that are solopreneurs, you may not think that you have a culture, but you do. Each of us has a culture, like what they believe is important. Okay, and how they now this is like all the values that you have, and or the culture that you employ when you work with your team members or your employees or your customers or your vendors. What kind of culture do you bring? And is it really strong, or is it weak, or is it someplace in the middle? Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is your organizational structure. At the helm, is your leader strong? Is your leader weak? Are your teams clear in terms of what their responsibilities are? Do people know their roles, or do they are they not sure what they're supposed to be doing? Particularly now, where maybe our organizational structures have shifted a little bit as we're working, remotely. Maybe things are getting done a little bit differently. Is there confusion, or are things clear? How effective? This sort of blends with the organizational structure. Is organizational effectiveness, and is it working? Is it not working? I think it's probably a little bumpy. Some people may be really good at running remote teams, and so for some people it may be brand new. But organizationally, for your business, with your teams, are you running? Organizationally? Do people know what their roles and responsibilities are? And how effective is their interaction and their delivery on their roles and responsibilities? Okay, number 5. I want you to think about your team, the capabilities of your team, the teamwork of your team, the effectiveness of your team. Sometimes it's all about having the right team that's going to be able to knock it out of the park. And sometimes it can be the team that's not working well together that drag everything down. So this can be a strength, this can be a weakness, this could be you have some really great people on the team, but you're not using them to their greatest capability. Or you could have team members that there could be threats, there could be there could be things that potentially get into the way of the team working effectively. Maybe it's access to resources. Maybe it's the inability to communicate through the technology that we have today. Maybe the team is challenged by illnesses, or I know in my household, I'm always challenged by the fact that I am also the homeschooling mom at the same time that I'm doing my work. There's all sorts of issues. So how effective is your team, and what are their capabilities? And then also, and then on to the next one, when you think about your employees, how involved are they? How committed are they? And how effective are they? And these, of course, are difficult times, but there are people there are employees that are victors and like, let's make it happen and let's get it done. And there are people that are victims that are, that find excuses. And so which do you have? And where is it on the scale of 1 to 10? And is it, are there opportunities? Is that an area of strength? or is that an area of weakness? Very similarly on the next one, is there a level of cooperation? Do you have a level of communication? Do you have technology that is helping you or hurting you? Okay, and then last on this page is, what do you know about the competition? Your competition. Who is your competition? What are they doing? How effective are they at whatever it is that they're doing? Are they competition, or can you distinguish yourself in some way? Is there something different that you could be doing that you're not doing now? So keep in mind that part of this, this exercise is to analyze and identify the areas where you have strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, or threats. So when I think of competitors, I think about there may be opportunities, or one of your competitors is doing something and it could be a threat. So this is the space where you can decide what it is that you want to do, you know, with your business, with your product, with your service, and you know, what position you're in today in your business. Okay. Continuing to evaluate your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Also look at your financial strength. How strong is your balance sheet? Meaning, how much money do you have in the bank? What are your receivables looking like? What are your accounts payable looking like? What are your lenders expecting? And how long can you continue the way that you're running? Or do you need to make significant changes? The same thing from a profit and loss standpoint. Okay, bringing in revenue, looking at your costs, and thinking about, is this an area of strength for you? Is this an area of weakness? Is this a potential threat to the, you know, to your ability to continue? Okay, or is there, and similarly, are there opportunities where you can boost your financial strength? I think Elizabeth just mentioned one of them. It's just by virtue of attending the SBA conversation. Did you say on Thursday? When did you say that was, Elizabeth? Thursday, the SBA. Okay, so financial strength is certainly a key one. And where are you on cost control? Are you strong? Have you looked at all your costs? Do you know what they are? Can you tighten things? Or is this a space that this is a weakness of yours? Or is it a strength? And how effective are you at looking at your costs? How effective are you at looking at public relations and your brand in the marketplace? Are you active in letting people know what you're doing? Do they know have you reached out to your customers or to your suppliers or to your vendors or to your key stakeholders? Do they know what's going on and what you offer and what your challenges are and what you're looking forward to? This doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. This can be what you're looking forward to in the future. What things you're working on, what things you're excited about, and letting them know what you're up to. So again, on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel about your business in the area of public relations? Next is business planning. So as I said at the beginning of the call, business planning is really all about tactics and the operational day-to-day needs of your business. So do you feel like your business is running really well day to day, but you just haven't really gotten a plan together for the future? Or are you feeling still like there's day-to-day issues that need to be resolved and need to be addressed before you can think about moving forward? Okay, so on a 1 to a 10 basis. Do you have a marketing plan? Does it still work? Will it work for you in the future? Is it really good quality? Do you know it to be effective? Or do you need to make changes? Are there opportunities to make some shifts in your marketing that will bolster your reach? Second, next is sales plan. What is your sales plan? Many people just say, oh, I just operate from referrals, or I just talk to people, and the sales plan may have always worked, may still be working, but may need to change. So how strong is your sales plan? Where are there opportunities? Is this an area of weakness? Or is this an area of strength? Some people are really good at, there are spaces like I know I'm not good in marketing, but there are people that are really awesome with that. I'm really great at project management and getting things done, but there's other things that I'm not, that just aren't my thing. And so those are my weaknesses. And that's okay, as long as I have a plan to address those weaknesses, to have somebody else handle them, or hire somebody, or get the help that I need. It's all fine. We all can't be, tens in everything. The key is recognizing what it is that you need and getting the resources in the various areas so that you're successful in your business. Okay, so those are the so once again, we've now gone from 1 to 16. 7. There might be others that you think of that are applicable to your business. But you've now thought about these from 1 to 10. And I'd like for everyone just to pause for, a minute or two and think about, what are your areas of greatest strengths? What are your 3 greatest weaknesses? What are your greatest opportunities? And what are your 3 greatest threats? And once you jot down or make a star next to your notes on which ones you have, I usually find that my clients immediately know that there are things that they have in their business. They have strengths in their business. There are opportunities for them in their business that they haven't tackled, that they haven't utilized, that they haven't deployed. They also may have weaknesses or threats and not have a plan for addressing those weaknesses or threats. So why don't we take maybe 2 more minutes, Elizabeth, and let people make their notes, and then Elizabeth, we can stop the recording and open up the line and ask and have some conversation.